Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. In today's video, we are going on a road trip. But before we go, I needed to get up, get some dishes done, get some laundry folded while my husband was at work. And then as soon as he's off work, we were heading on up to the other side of the mountains. So I call this a road trip because it does on average take 5 to 6 hours to get there. We are only going for the weekend. So this is Friday afternoon, well, about 1 that we're leaving and heading that way. And we'll be there Saturday and come back Sundays. Now that I got the house ready and my husband's here, let's go. As I mentioned, this is about a 5 to 6 hour trip, although it was a little longer than 6 hours coming on our way back home. But I digress. Anyways, and I really just tried to record how much the landscape just changes. It's really kind of cool to see. We are driving in our state and we are driving from west to east. So we are crossing over the other side of the mountains. But it kind of goes from like farm back to dry. Then you got some trees, then it's back to dry. And now here we are into the rocks. And this is where it all really changes. And this side of our mountains is a lot more rocks than the other side where we go to the cabin. So anyways, there was construction there and it was on both ways coming over that bridge. Apparently there was a hole in the bridge, so good thing they're fixing it. Anyway, so once we finally get over the bridge, it is so beautiful. And if you've seen in my past video where we went out of town, we went up here to this lookout that's right up the way and it overlooks the water. It's absolutely gorgeous. But basically, this is a huge canyon. Then the landscape changes again. Here we are at a rest stop and you have some trees, some grass. It's still pretty dry, but there's more trees in this area. My son got a little excited about the sprinkler at first. He was standoffish as if he was too old, but yeah, he gave in to the sprinkler. Anyway, so this was one of our pit stops. It was nice here. They have picnic tables that are kind of private. Now we're back in the car and continuing on. At this point, it is so hot. My son took a little nap, and now the sun is beginning to kind of go behind us. But it is really hot right now. I think it read about 101 according to the car. So for us and where we live, that's pretty hot. And then going to this side of the mountains, one thing that I like a little bit more about the heat over here versus some other places is it is dry heat. So there's not a lot of humidity or anything like that. But it was about this point you couldn't even enjoy. We like to have the window down, let the air in every now and then. But we really had to just give in to rolling up the windows and putting on the AC. And we finally arrived. Here we are. Now, this is not the hotel we normally stay at when we come to this town. But this was kind of a last minute booking and this was what was available, which worked out great for us. So once we arrived, it was basically eating into bed. And this is the next morning. So good morning. Now, one reason we were here is my husband is in like a charity kind of golf not tournament, but I guess kind of golf situation. So he was out doing that. So we got to enjoy the pool all day, which was the plan. So that was the main thing I looked for when we had to book a hotel is do we have an indoor pool so that my son and I can swim and hang out while my husband was playing golf. This was cool. I wanted to show you right here. I love how it was set up because you have the lounge chairs. There is glass over the top, but the sun does come through. So that was nice. So my son and I were down here in the pool till about 1:30 or so, and then we went up to the room. Now, we had stopped at a Fred Meyer the night before and grabbed a couple salads, some fruit, and some chips. So once we were done swimming, my son and I went up to the room and we had lunch. And then I got ready because when my husband was coming back, we were going over to some friend's house. They were having a gathering. Here it is. The dinner was delicious. Fried chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, fried mushrooms. It was absolutely yummy. It was a really nice evening, so we got to hang out here and just enjoy the company. It was fun to watch my son and husband play cornhole. And then, of course, this old school, slap the hand game, Too Slow Joe, or whatever it's called. So, anyways, it was just a really nice evening. So it was funny here because you can kind of hear everybody getting a little loud and joking, laughing as they're talking. And that's because the barbecuers started smoking. And one guy went to get water and he got this little glass while another guy grabbed a big bottle and put it out. So it was just kind of funny to see the difference. So they were cracking jokes on each other. I was trying to show the pink in the sky as the sun was setting, but you couldn't see it. At this point, everybody basically had their shoes off in the backyard, so the grass felt so nice. It was absolutely just luscious grass, so that was nice. Anyways, here we are on our car ride home. Again, another beautiful sunset. We had a great time. Once we got back to the hotel, we pretty much got ready for bed. Good night. And here we are the next morning. So checkout wasn't until noon and the pool opened up at 9. So, of course, we wanted to get up and let our son get a little bit of energy out and things like that before we get back in the car for our car ride home. All right, time to check out. But before we got back on the highway to head home, we wanted to stop at what's called the riverfront and let our son have a little time to play. Now, this town hosts a basketball tournament called Hoop Fest, which I believe is a 3-on-3, but I'm not for sure. Anyways, it's kind of cool. So these basketball hoops reflect that. Nice. And then off to the side, they have like a whole display that kind of talks about it. Plus, my husband played in a tournament some years ago. So it's kind of cool to bring our son to where, well, it wasn't this exact court, but, to a place where my husband played basketball. So that's always kind of cool. Once we finished there, we went ahead and just kind of drove through the riverfront a little bit and different parts of the city, heading to the freeway to continue our drive home. My son did a lot of the recording out of the back window on our way home. We wanted to catch little things like the farmhouses that were out amongst, nothing else, or the bodies of water and things like that we didn't catch on the ride up. Again, it's just really kind of cool to see how the landscape changes so much. And here we are. We're a little past this lake called Moses Lake, and we stopped for some McDonald's, and then my husband took us to this park. So we went ahead and had a picnic here. Absolutely gorgeous. It was hot, but it was nice. So we ate lunch and then let our son play around, get a little energy out, and then it's back on the road. So this is where our 5.5-hour road trip turned into a 6.5-hour road trip. As I mentioned before in a previous video where we took this road trip, you can see a lookout over here. It's absolutely gorgeous down into the canyon with the water. Absolutely gorgeous. But this also is where the backup started because of that bridge that I mentioned earlier that's having some repair. So we were stuck on this side of the bridge for about almost an hour, but it is absolutely gorgeous to see how the rock splits. And then here we are finally going over the bridge, and now we're back into like some farmland, some more trees, and here we are actually at the top of our pass heading down to the west side of our state. So you can see our mountains, beautiful cascades. It's absolutely gorgeous. It was a really, really beautiful evening. Hot, but beautiful. Good morning. Here we are the next morning. I am washing my car. My car has been many places this summer. And of course, I've taken it to car washes and my husband's washed it as well. But I really wanted to get the bugs off. Thank you to my son who brought me coffee. So I decided why not come out and give the car a good scrub down. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, so I can feel it starting to heat up. But of course, it doesn't feel that bad because I am washing my car, so I have the nice cold water here. So yeah, just giving it a nice scrub down and getting out in a little more sun, as if I need to get out in more sun, but you know. Now, I do use sunscreen, although not as often as I should, or let's say I didn't use it as often as I should have. But for at least the past 10 years, definitely SPF on my face. But I absolutely love the sun. I always have. I love to tan, although I stay away from tanning beds now. But yeah, leave a comment down below and let me know. Do you love the sun? Do you like the heat? Do you like the tan? Or are you more so over it and looking forward to fall? Although I am looking forward to fall, but I love to hold on to the summer. I am a summer girl. Anyways, my car is feeling very happy. She's getting all nice and shiny outside, and I thought, what the heck? Let me go on and water the plants here and call myself a hero. Not really, but I did want to give them a little water while I was out here. And now, no judgment. Here is what the car is looking on the inside. Now that we're back, that big black bag, yeah, that's garbage. So once I collected all the garbage and then some odds and ends like leftover towels, some paper towels, one of my son's socks, and a t-shirt. So once I got all that together and emptied out the car, basically, I went ahead and wiped everything down. I just used antibacterial wipes and just gave everything, the seats, the side of the doors, the dash, the center console. I just went ahead, the back of the seats, gave everything a wipe down. I feel like this time of year in the summer, like the sides of your doors, things like that, you get your lotions, your potions, your sunscreens, your drinks, your kids, all their stuff, and everything just seems sticky to me for some reason. I feel like that in the summer, and then in the winter, it's more your floors. It's just that yucky, you know, the wetness from the weather in the wintertime. But in the summertime, I feel like everything tends to be a little more sticky. So I'm just giving my car the best wipe down I can give it, just using these disinfecting wipes. Once I finished wiping everything down, then I went inside and I was going to get ready to vacuum my car. But then my husband called. So once he called, I just stopped cleaning my car because he's going to come home and do it. And came inside, just kind of straightened everything up. And yeah. Hi, guys. I just want to jump on. I realized as I was putting my video together and editing that I did not end my video because I was out cleaning my car. And as I mentioned before, where we're at, it's been really, really hot. But I was out cleaning my car. My husband called. I told him what I was doing, and I hadn't got to the vacuuming yet. And so he asked if I wait, and he was going to come home and do that. So that's what he did. So I was very thankful for that, but I did not get the footage. And then I realized I didn't even close out the video. So I wanted to jump on and say thank you so much for coming along with us on our road trip, our little, 2 days there and back, and then coming along with me while I clean my car. And I just want to thank you for your support. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one.